If your cat ever places its paw on you, it's not random. It's actually trying to tell you something most owners completely miss.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We are getting into something today that honestly happens in millions of living rooms every single day.
Yeah, probably happening right now to someone listening.
Exactly. Okay, so picture this. You are asleep on the couch. Or, maybe you're just lying there completely still, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly your cat walks up, stretches out, and just places a single soft paw directly on your arm.
Right, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, and the immediate, almost universal human assumption is that this is just, a slightly annoying demand for attention. You brush them off and think, like, not right now, I don't want to pet you, or dinner isn't for another hour.
We completely dismiss it. We treat it like a random needy interruption.
Right. But based on the source text we're unpacking today, the silent language of a cat's touch, what if I told you that in that exact moment, your cat might actually be performing like a highly sophisticated medical wellness check to see if you're still alive?
I love this topic so much because it completely shatters the stereotype of, the aloof, selfish feline.
Oh, totally.
We assume the physical pressure of the paw is the entirety of the event, just a physical tap. But when you actually look at the biology and the evolutionary psychology behind that simple gesture, it is actually a powerful, highly nuanced form of communication.
And it's a language most of us are completely failing to translate.
Completely failing, yeah.
So that is the core mission of our deep dive today. We are going to decode this tiny everyday interaction because understanding this single gesture really rewrites the entire dynamic between you and your cat.
It changes everything.
It does. But to really grasp what is happening when that paw lands on your arm, I think we have to start with the physical equipment, right? Like we have to talk about the biology of the paw itself.
Yeah, because the paw is an incredibly complex piece of anatomy. We tend to focus on the claws or the soft pads, but the real secret lies in what we cannot see.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, cats have these dense clusters of scent glands located right between their toes, down in the paw pads.
Wait, really? Right in the toe?
Yeah, right in there. They're called interdigital glands, and they produce pheromones, which are these chemical signals used to communicate information to themselves and to other animals.
So when that little paw rests on your skin or like your sweater, it is not just physical weight.
Not at all.
It is an active chemical transfer. It's like you are being stamped with invisible ink.
That's a great way to put it. You are receiving a very specific, highly concentrated chemical signature because, cats live in an olfactory world.
Right, a world of smell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For humans, seeing is believing. We rely heavily on our visual cortex. But for a feline, smell is the primary way they organize their reality. So when they deposit those pheromones on you, they are fundamentally altering your chemical profile in their environment.
Wow.
Yeah, they are marking you as part of their territory, which basically translates to a specific set of meanings, like comfort, familiarity, and ownership.
Okay, let's unpack this right here because I need to challenge this concept of ownership.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, because as humans, that word carries a lot of, hostile baggage. When I hear ownership, I think of a landlord or like a territorial claim, like putting a fence around a yard and saying, this is mine, keep out.
Right.
So am I just property to my cat? Are they claiming dominion over me, the giant human who buys their food? Because honestly, that feels a bit dictatorial.
It does sound like that, and it is a super common misconception. But feline territoriality, especially in a domestic setting, is rarely about dominion or hostile control.
Okay, so what is it about?
It is much more about environmental security. Think about it from a survival standpoint. In the wild, an unfamiliar environment is dangerous. An unfamiliar scent is a potential threat.
That makes sense.
Right. So by marking you with their interdigital glands, they are integrating you into their olfactory map of safety. They are taking this large, unpredictable creature you and chemically coding you as safe.
Oh, I see. It makes me think of like someone traveling for work and bringing a worn t-shirt or a familiar scented candle from home to leave in their hotel room.
Yes. Perfect example.
They aren't trying to claim ownership of the Marriott. They are just trying to make an alien, sterile environment feel a little bit more like home so they can, drop their guard and relax.
Exactly. It really shifts the perspective.
It really does. They are putting in the active work to cultivate a shared bubble of security. They are making you a pillar of their emotional landscape using like the only medium that truly matters to them.
And that chemical medium is so powerful because pheromones bypass the rational, analytical parts of the brain and wire directly into the emotional centers.
So it's an immediate physical reaction.
Absolutely. When a cat smells their own pheromones on you, it triggers a physiological calming response. Their heart rate can settle, their baseline anxiety drops.
Wow.
By simply resting a paw on your arm, they're literally manufacturing their own peace of mind.
That is just wild. So the scent is the passive part of the message. It is the chemical residue left behind. But that passive mark happens anytime they touch us, right?
Right, whether they're walking across our laps or accidentally stepping on us in the middle of the night.
Exactly. So what is driving the active decision to reach out and purposely place that paw on us at a specific moment in time?
Well, the active intention can be broken down into a few distinct categories according to the source material. Animal behaviorists often refer to the everyday instances as polite requests.
Polite requests, like asking nicely for a treat?
Pretty much. Sometimes the physical touch is a straightforward demand for resources.
Yeah.
They want food, and they have learned that tactile pressure yields a human response.
Right, because we always react to it.
Exactly. Or, it is a bid for reciprocal affection. But there's a much more poignant layer to these polite requests. Frequently, the cat is simply asking for presence. They're essentially communicating, "Stay with me."
Stay with me. Just think about how that completely dismantles the massive cultural stereotype we have built around cats.
Oh, the aloof loner stereotype.
Yeah. We constantly portray them as these highly independent, calculating creatures that only interact with us when they need a can opened or a door unlatched. But asking for presence is a deeply emotional, relational request.
It really is. It proves that your mere existence in their immediate vicinity provides a psychological benefit. They do not require a service from you in that moment.
They just want you there.
Right. They are using physical touch as a literal anchor to keep you in their orbit. It is an affiliative behavior, meaning it is designed to strengthen the social bond within a group. By asking you to stay, they are confirming that you are a valued member of their social structure.
Which is fascinating. But I feel like we are still in the realm of, normal pet behavior. I want to get to the twig.
Oh, the wellness check.
Yes. Here's where it gets really interesting. This is the phenomenon that genuinely made me pause and rethink every interaction I have ever had with my cat.
It's mind-blowing. This is where feline anatomy and social behavior intersect in a truly profound way. We establish that cats will place a paw on you to ask you to stay. But when you are sleeping or remaining completely motionless for an extended period, that paw touch serves a very different function.
Okay, lay it on us.
They are actively monitoring your life signs.
So you have to explain the mechanics of this. How is a cat who does not have medical training or understand the concept of a human pulse actually checking my vitals?
It comes back to the incredible biological engineering of the feline paw pad we talked about earlier. Those pads are packed with highly sensitive nerve endings called mechanoreceptors.
Okay, mechanoreceptors.
Specifically, they have an abundance of Pacinian corpuscles, which are specialized receptors designed to detect minute vibrations and pressure changes.
Minute vibrations? Like how small?
Well, in a hunting context, a cat can rest its paw on the ground and feel the micro tremors of a mouse scurrying through the dirt or leaves yards away.
That is wild. They are basically built-in seismographs.
They really are. So when a cat places that highly calibrated sensory instrument on your chest, your arm, or your face, they're receiving a massive influx of data.
Oh my God, so they can feel my breathing.
Yes, they can feel the rhythmic expansion and contraction of your lungs. They can feel the subtle vibrations of your heartbeat. They're using their tactile receptors to verify that the large, warm creature in their territory is still functioning.
But why do they care? If we stick to the cynical view of cats, wouldn't they just wait until they were hungry to see if we get up? Like, what is the evolutionary drive to monitor a sleeping human?
Well, in the natural world, stillness is ambiguous.
Yeah.
Stillness can mean an animal is resting, but it can also mean they're injured, severely ill, or deceased.
Right.
And a dead or dying member of the social group represents a sudden vulnerability in the shared environment. It could attract predators, or it could mean the loss of a protector.
Oh, wow. So it's about the security of the whole group.
Exactly. From a survival standpoint, a cat needs to know the status of the entities in its safe zone. But beyond pure survival, It is a deeply empathetic act.
Oh, so?
It requires the cat to recognize your baseline behavior, notice the deviation of unusual stillness, and take physical action to investigate.
That makes me feel incredibly guilty. I mean, think about how many times you have been taking a nap on a Sunday afternoon, you feel a soft tap on your cheek, and you just blindly swat the cat away, groaning about how it isn't dinner time yet.
Oh, we all do it.
We totally do. We project our own modern human annoyances onto them. We assume they're being a needy roommate, interrupting our sleep for selfish reasons.
And in reality, they were stepping into the role of the caretaker. We always view ourselves as the sole providers of safety. We buy the locks, we pay the heating bill, we provide the shelter.
And we're the big protectors.
But in those quiet, still moments, the cat is utilizing millions of years of evolutionary instinct to look out for you. They are reassuring themselves of your safety.
Okay, so we have the chemical tagging to build a safe zone and the incredibly sensitive tactile monitoring of our life signs.
Right.
But to truly understand why this specific gesture carries so much intense emotional weight for the cat, we have to look backward. We need to explore the psychological history of the gesture.
The origins.
Exactly. Where does the instinct to use the paw this way even come from?
Well, behaviors as deeply ingrained as this do not just appear out of nowhere in adult animals. They are usually rooted in early developmental stages. The origin story of the paw touch is actually a direct echo of kittenhood.
Kittenhood.
Yeah, it starts in the very first days of life, during the nursing phase.
Right, because kittens are born completely helpless. They are blind and deaf for the first week or two.
Precisely. Their entire world is reduced to scent and touch. When a kitten is nursing, they use their front paws to rhythmically press and knead against the mother's abdomen.
Oh, making biscuits.
Exactly, making biscuits. This physical pressure stimulates the release of oxytocin in the mother, which aids in the letdown of milk. It is a biological mechanism for survival. But while they are doing this, a powerful neurological association is being formed in the kitten's brain.
Oh, I see. They are linking the physical action of pushing their paws against something soft with the ultimate feeling of safety, warmth, and nourishment.
Exactly. The brain is wiring the physical sensation of the paw touch directly to the dopamine and oxytocin receptors. It becomes the ultimate self-soothing habit.
That makes so much sense.
Fast forward a few years, and that kitten is now an adult cat. They no longer need to nurse, but the neurological pathway remains completely intact. They've carried this incredibly specific, deeply vulnerable mechanism all the way into their adult life.
So what does this all mean? Let's put this into human terms to really grasp the magnitude of what is happening. Imagine a human adult who has a deeply personal childhood comfort mechanism.
Okay,
Let's say it is a specific security blanket they used to hold on to when they were toddlers to feel safe during a thunderstorm. Now, imagine that adult choosing to bring that security blanket out, but not just using it alone in a dark room. Imagine they walk up to you, look you in the eye, and choose to share that ultimate primal mechanism of safety with you.
that analogy captures the relational weight perfectly.
Yeah.
It elevates the action from a mere lingering habit to a profound relational choice.
It really does.
Because of this vulnerable infant stage origin, when a cat places its paw on you, it is demonstrating something incredibly rare in the animal kingdom. It is a display of absolute deep trust.
Deep trust, not just I trust you to open the pantry door, but like I trust you with the most vulnerable, instinctual part of my emotional memory.
Yes, they are taking an action that is biologically linked to the time when they were entirely dependent on another creature for survival. To direct that action at you, the animal must feel an absolute absence of threat. They must view you as a source of maternal-level security. It is arguably the highest compliment they can pay you in their silent language.
They are building a physical bridge back to their earliest, safest memories, and they are inviting you to stand on that bridge with them. It is so tragic how easily we misread this.
It really is a shame.
When we brush that paw away because we're focused on the TV or, annoyed by the interruption, we are essentially rejecting a profound emotional offering.
We are swatting away the security blanket. It highlights a massive gap in interspecies communication. We are living alongside these complex, deeply emotional creatures, but we are frequently deaf to the language they are speaking.
We just expect them to speak human.
Right. We expect them to communicate in broad, human-centric strokes, but their vocabulary is built on microgestures, chemical signatures, and ancient instincts.
So to summarize our journey today, the next time you're sitting in your living room and you feel that soft weight on your leg or your chest, take a breath. before you react.
Just pause.
Do not brush it away. It is not a random pop-up ad in your life. It is an invisible chemical mark of familiarity, integrating you into their map of safety. It is a polite plea for your presence. It might be an anxious, highly tuned medical check on your life signs using biological seismographs.
And above all, it is an echo of their earliest days of life, a rare and incredible display of deep trust.
Absolutely beautifully said.
But there's one more thing about all of this, something that the source material touches on that really left me thinking.
Oh, what's that?
If we accept that cats are this perceptive, that they are using sensitive mechanoreceptors to read our breathing, our stillness, and our minute physical changes to monitor our vulnerabilities, it raises a fascinating and somewhat unsettling question.
Unsettling. How?
Well, we are so focused on decoding what the cat is trying to tell us. But if they're constantly studying us, what silent, unconscious signals are we constantly broadcasting back to them?
Oh, wow. Wait, if they're reading our microvibrations, they must be picking up on so much more.
Exactly. If they speak this highly nuanced language of touch, scent, and physiological presence, we must be radiating a massive amount of data that we do not even realize we are sending.
Like our stress levels.
Yes. Our heart rates spike when we read a stressful email. Our breathing shallows when we are anxious. We likely emit our own subtle chemical changes based on our moods.
And they pick up on all of it.
They have to be. We think we are the ones in charge, the intelligent observers of the household. But we might be shouting our internal emotional states into the room, and our pets are just quietly sitting there reading us like an open book, reacting to a conversation we do not even know we are participating in.
We are broadcasting our anxieties and our comforts, completely blind to the fact that someone is listening to every single frequency. That is incredible. So leave that thought playing in your head the next time that little paw lands on your arm. Take a second to realize you are not just petting a needy animal. You are part of a silent, invisible dialogue that has been happening all around you the whole time.